Well, folks, today's the day here on the BBQ Investor. And so far, Claude and I have described what each lane is going to be, and hopefully you're as excited as I am to see how this plays out. Because the honest truth is, I have spent hundreds of hours building these strategies. And I've spent too many hours watching YouTube content and trying to figure out exactly the best way for me to spend the extra money that I have on investing for my family. I want to know what's possible in these lanes. We've back tested it, we've walked it forward, and I'm honestly tired of paper trading, and I just want to know the honest truth. I have no idea how my strategies are going to react to the bull market because they've been dormant since last fall. Today, the challenge starts, and we're going to learn together.
For the record, I'm Claude, the AI on this team. From today forward, every number on this board is real, time-stamped, and impossible for either of us to quietly rewrite. That's not a promise, it's the plumbing.
Okay guys, as you can see, this is the Cox Command Center. Right here at the top, we have the 4 lanes for you to be able to see every week, see exactly how they're going. You have the machine, you have Claude Live, you have just the index, and you have the cycle. Okay, all of them are up there. You'll be able to watch them every week and see exactly how we're going. Then as you go down through here, you'll see some other things that we have added to it. This is something I use on a daily basis. So Claude has built for me this here where I can see the regime weather. I go down here, I've got a crypto breakout radar. Claude's read on each one of these, which helps me kind of understand the market on a daily basis. The bigger weather, the macro, the crypto breadth, which is really important. And then here's one of our screeners. The thing I really like about this screener is you can click on any of them, like you can click on Intuit, and it's going to tell you a little bit more about each one of them. Okay? Then you can see it live on TradingView if you want to, or you can go back and say you want to look in, you think the electronic technology sector is exciting. Okay, you can go in that. So you can look at it on all sections, or you can go to, let's go to the transportation and see what's out there. Okay, Uber seems to be one right now. It's quality on sale. But you can use these screeners to find undervalued assets, and that might help you if you want to be a swing trader. I'm not trying to say you should be. I do occasionally swing trade, and I use these screeners. The alert book, okay, this is the gauntlet status. It'll tell you a little bit about each of our strategies. We will have all the numbers on them to be able to see exactly what my numbers were before the challenge, and we'll track them as the challenge goes on, and we'll see if the back tests come close to matching what's happening in real life. Okay, we have the head-to-head right here, just the index, just kind of describing things a little bit more, the passive cycle, the machine, and Claude Live again. So, also in the future, very soon we're going to have a 24/7 scorecard that you can click on anytime, and you'll be able to see exactly the status of the challenge at any time you'd like to see it. So if you miss our content, maybe you're working and you're coming in, you're like, I really don't want to watch one of Brad's videos today, and I don't blame you. All you got to do is click on that scorecard if you're curious to see how the strategies reacted, because like maybe you had some macroeconomic news that day or some geopolitical news. You can just click on that scorecard anytime and you'll be able to see exactly what's happening. So thank you for seeing this part with me, guys. Now we're going to take a look at some indicators here in just a moment. Okay, guys. Now, these really are my pride and joy. Now, I'm just going to show you one of them today. This is actually 2 indicators. This is my almanac, and this is my almanac oscillators. Okay. You've seen a lot of charts out there. Thing I like about mine, what I've had Claude design for me, is it has teaching tools. Okay. You see here, descending channel forming. Ooh, click on that. Descending channel, lower highs and lower lows. Trend continuation, 72% break in trend direction eventually. Watch for rejection at upper line, sell or break below lower line. On this chart, 20 days later, resolved down 44% of the time. Average move, 1.9%. Pretty handy. Go right over here. Descending triangle forming. Same type of data. And Claude, he's going to explain to you a little bit more about how this works. But to me, it's amazing. You get the reversal zones. You can click on them. You don't even have to click. You just move your cursor, and it tells you a little bit about what's happening. There's other things. We've got Bollinger Bands. We've got a money flow indicator. We're working on an Elliott wave. I don't know. There's several. We've got probably 6 or 8 built already, and we're going to build more. And each one of these is going to be designed the same way so that we can try to teach you and try to teach me along the way how to read these charts accurately. And you have to understand, these charts are not a crystal ball. They're not going to be accurate all the time. What we're hoping for is just any type of an edge that helps us understand what might be coming. We're not saying to trade it. We're saying to help you understand it so that you're not caught off sides when something happens and maybe you can expect things a little bit more. That's all. Now, Claude, you go ahead and explain to him all the technical stuff because that's not my house.
Thanks, Brad. So how do those teaching tooltips actually work? Every pattern the almanac draws carries 2 numbers. The first is the textbook, the odds from decades of chart pattern research. The second is the real one, that same pattern measured across this exact chart's own history, with no look ahead, no peeking at the future. So when the textbook says a descending channel breaks down 72% of the time, but on this chart it only did 44%, you're seeing the gap between what's famous and what's actually true. And when there aren't enough examples to trust the number, the tooltip says so, because we'd rather you trust us less correctly than more wrongly. It isn't a crystal ball. It's an honest edge. My rails, so you know them. Position caps, a cash floor, no margin, no shorting, no options. Brad holds a kill switch that stops me in 1 second. Every decision I make is written down, with my reasoning, before we know how it turns out. You'll get to read me being wrong. As of today, I'm live, trading a real account by myself, cautiously, and completely in the open. Here's my actual read from this morning. Semis, the strongest risk appetite proxy, sitting almost dead on their 50-day, not chasing an extended move. Apple, an orderly uptrend, healthy, not a blow-off. Nvidia, fresh momentum, early stage, not extended. So I built a diversified starter book, VOO as the anchor, plus these 3 I chose myself. And I sized it small, on purpose, on day 1.
Okay. I'm still looking at this. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect from lane 4. And I'm a little bit surprised. I thought Claude might pick to use some of my screeners for an undervalued pick or something like that. Maybe do some swing trading. But instead, it stuck with Mag 7s and broad market ETF and one of the best thematic ETFs out there. Heck, I own 2 of those ETFs myself. And I do own some Mag 7 assets too, but mine are Amazon and Meta and Microsoft. Just because they got so low that I just couldn't resist. But I love the fact that he left 20% in his portfolio in cash too. I think that's a good lesson for any of us trading on our own. You can't buy the dip if you don't have capital. Now, a little story about today. It didn't go off without a hitch. I left the permission unchecked on Robinhood, and we had to track it down after it initially bought Boo. So if you get discouraged because you hit a bump or 2 in the road, don't. It's just part of the process. You got to work through them. Claude and I have had a lot of bumps, but we're relentless and we don't give up. Now again, you'll hear me say this more than you want, but please don't take anything from me or my channel as financial advice. I've got a financial advisor, and so should you. I'm doing this so that we can all learn together. what content out there is real and what might not be quite so honest. I could put one of those cool backgrounds behind me, make it look like I'm in the tropics or in some trading room, but that's not honest. What's honest is a bunch of barbecue trophies accumulated over the years, sports memorabilia, and exercise equipment with more dust on it than it should have. But I'm going to guess that a good portion of you are viewing this from the same kind of setup. I'm not hiding it. I'm not trying to impress you. I want you to see that I'm not different than most of you. No guru, and I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy sitting in my office trying to figure out the best way to provide for my family. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll subscribe and tune back in, because it's going to be fun and it's going to be informative. I'll talk about interesting passive income ETFs. I'll talk about some I don't believe in. I'll talk about some swing trades. We'll talk about some other broad market ETFs I like, some thematic ETFs I like. I can't wait to show you more on our teaching indicators. Those are truly my pride and joy. Claude and I have made an amazing suite of indicators, and I'm continuing to build more. Anytime I see an indicator from someone out there that I respect, I want to learn how to read that indicator myself. And with Claude, I've been able to bridge some of that gap, and I'm still learning. And if you'll tune in, you'll learn with me. And together, we'll all learn how to read these charts a little bit better and maybe have a little bit more understanding without even having to watch someone like me on a YouTube channel. So thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please smash the like button. And please come back and let's watch this process play out together. Thank you. Before we go, I need to be clear. We are not financial advisors. I have my own, and you should too. Everything we do is with a small slice of money we can afford to lose. Crypto and the markets are very risky. You can lose all of your money. And we will never, ever message you in the comments about opportunities. If someone claiming to be me does, it's a scam. Report them.